Hello to the few people who watch my videos. I guess I can't be saying that anymore for these Warhammer videos, but hello anyways. My name is Trepper, and I have clearly noticed the attention these Warhammer videos have been getting, so I decided to appeal to the audience. If you are seeing my channel for the first time and you haven't watched the 20 Astartes Legions Poorly Explained video, you should probably go watch that, because I will not be going in depth with those legions in this video. You probably won't learn anything if you watch that video, nor from this video, so pick your poison. Also, my voice is a little raspy right now. My throat has been hurting for the past few days, so if I sound a little weird, that's the reason why. Now, this is all the main factions in Warhammer 40k, Poorly Explained. Let's get into it. The Adeptus Astartes, the Space Marines, the Emperor's Angels. They are genetically modified humans made of pure testosterone, and who all have daddy issues. Each Space Marine is made from a gene seed from their Primarch, so they all, or most of them, have traits of their father. For example, Jagatai Khan, Primarch of the White Scars, likes to go fast, so all his sons like to go fast too. Speaking of Primarchs, let's talk about them daddy issues. So, to put it poorly, a lot of the Space Marines' daddies are either out getting milk or dead, and that is due to their daddy problems, or I guess sibling problems, but it stems from their dad, so daddy problems. Although the Space Marines are the quote-unquote protectors of humanity, most tend not to care for civilians because they are less superior to them. Except for salamanders, they actually care. The Chaos Astartes, the Chaos Space Marines. They are the traitors to the Imperium of Man, serving the Chaos Gods rather than the God Emperor himself. Talk about some heresy there. The Chaos Marines are still very similar to the normal Marines, but they have a lot more, let's say, issues. Each legion in the Chaos Marines are different, but the ones who serve directly to the gods all have blessings, and those blessings sort of make them crazy. The kinky ones all look horrid, the big boys all smell, the magic ones know party tricks, and the angry ones are, well, more angry, and they all hate each other, just like their gods. The Astra Militarum, the Imperial Guard, the cannon fodder. Nah, jokes aside, the Imperial Guard is the main fighting force of humanity. If you thought it was the Space Marines, you'd be wrong. The reason I called the Imperial Guard cannon fodder is because they are all just normal people. Normal people fighting against a universe of Xenos and literal demons who can probably 1v5 them or even take out hundreds of them. But that is the beauty of them. If one guardsman dies, then 3 more will replace them. To their opponents, it seems like it's an almost endless supply of humans, which wouldn't be too far from the truth, because there's possibly trillions of humans in Warhammer, which is a lot. To compare, I think it's 1 million guardsmen for every Space Marine, and there's a rough estimate of 1 million Space Marines. So, yeah, they got numbers. The Adeptus Sororitas, the Sisters of Battle, the daughters of the Emperor. The Sisters of Battle are nuns with guns, and the most zealous religious people in the Imperium of Man. That's right, they aren't your typical nuns who just listen to the sins you've committed. They shoot you for the sins you've committed. And if you're a heretic, they strip you naked and put you into a robot of agonizing pain as punishment. And boy, do they love their faith in the Emperor, and they want to invoke that faith into every living being. All their stuff is quite literally chapel equipment. Even one of their tanks is a pipe organ. That's how much they want to spread their faith. The Orks, the Greenskins, the Green Tide. If you have not watched my 20 Legions Poorly Explained, then go watch it. But if you don't or haven't, I said that the World Eaters want nothing more than to beat the crap out of everyone and feed souls to their god. The Orks are the same, just without feeding souls to their god part. Yeah, they just want to beat the crap out of everything. I mean, back then they were literally bred for war, so I guess it's just in their blood to fight. I mean, they like fighting so much that they fight each other when they're bored. And the best thing about the Orks is that there are so many of them. I think they outnumber all of humanity 1,000 to 1 or something like that. It's a big number. And with that big of a difference, you're probably asking, how have they not taken a whole galaxy? Well, you know, there's that whole thing about fighting against each other. So yeah, that's the reason why. The Necrons, the Boomers. They are the Terminators of the Warhammer 40k universe. Right now, a lot of them are still sleeping in their homes, but some of them have started to wake up and kick people off their lawns. They once were living flesh like everyone else, but after making some bad life choices with some star gods, they became the undead Egyptian skeletons we know now. They are almost unkillable, being able to Uno reverse death, and after their awakening, they have come to reclaim the galaxies as theirs once again. The Tau, the Zoomers. The Tau are the newest formed faction in the 41st millennium. I said formed, not introduced. That goes to another faction. But the Tau are a bunch of losers. Yeah, I'm gonna say that. They sit and camp with their laser snipers and mechs with big, long cannons. And although I'm slandering the Tau right now, they have good reason to be like this. As I said before, they are one of the newest formed factions in 40k, so their numbers are very small compared to every other faction. So that's the reason why they like to camp and bait people. Oh, and they serve this thing called the Greater Will, which is pretty much just socialism. The Eldar, formerly known as the Eldari, are a bunch of space elves who have emotional problems. You see, there are these things we call the Chaos Gods, and there were originally only 3. Then the Eldar's emotional problems became so problematic that it was strong enough to spawn a whole new Chaos God. Oh, and they're kind of like Orks in a way too. They were bred for war against the Necrons way back then, but they didn't devolve like the Orks, they didn't become stupid. Instead, they pretty much stayed the same. And also, their whole race is almost extinct because of that whole spawning a new Chaos God thing. Yeah, no one knows, but the whole reason that Slanesh was born is because of them. Lastly, we have the Tyranids, the Great Devourer. They are the newest faction introduced in the 41st millennium, and to be honest, there's not much to say about the Tyranids. They're really just bugs that want to eat everything that's organic so they can make more bugs. I guess the only thing I can say is that it's possible that the galaxy is surrounded. See, there's a theory that the Tyranids ate a whole bunch of other galaxies and now we're the next one in line, and it may be true. If I'm not mistaken, there have been sightings of different hive fleets entering our galaxy from different directions, so yeah, the Imperium of Man has their hands full right now. But then again, Tyranids, they're bugs. Not much else to say. Thank you so much for watching this video. If I'm gonna be honest, I've had this video planned out for a while now, but I never finished writing the script, so that's my bad. And before people get mad at me, I only did the mainstream factions, so the most common ones, or ones you see throughout multiple media. Except for the Adeptus Mechanicus, because I actually don't know anything about them. And there's no Inquisition and Harlequins, or any of those smaller ones, because frankly, I don't really care about those factions. But, again, thanks for watching. I don't know if I'll make another Warhammer video like this again. I'm not that knowledgeable enough to do a Warhammer stuff. All I really know is like the bare minimum, like what happened during the Horus Heresy and stuff like that. And I can't really commit myself to such a large series. I don't know. It's too big for me. What I can do, though, is make more skits of Warhammer, like the Space Marine one I made a while back, or do comic dubs of Warhammer. Another thing I could do is more poorly explained stuff, because I am really bad at explaining stuff. But if you guys want any of that, let me know in the comments or on Twitter. I'm trying to post more on Twitter in terms of just announcements and all that, because I'm not a very interesting person. So, yeah, I'll be posting on Twitter too. Or X, if you want to call it that. But I think that's everything I have to say. So with that being said, everyone, thank you, and good night.